Hey. Okay, so for the loud part, which actually is my favorite part, um, I'll show you the main way people usually do this. So they'll have the tambourine turned over with the opening facing you, and then they will hit usually around this area, wherever, if you look, wherever your hand naturally flows that way, it'll have it hitting around that area. So, which means around here. Usually not on the edge because that'll hurt, and it'll just give jingle sound and frame sound. It won't get the sound of the head. So you want to have it not too close to the edge, but not too close to the middle. So I usually like having it around there. So then you just make a waving motion or a knocking motion, and then you just hit the tip of your knee. Now, if you hit it on the edge, it'll have a very hard sound. And that's a sound that you kind of don't really want when you're playing with your hand also. One, because if you're playing on the head here, and then playing on the rim here, you're getting two different sounds. So that's why I usually like hitting it on the head instead of on the frame. So same kind of thing. You want to hit the tambourine with your hand around the same area that you're hitting on your knee, so that it has a consistent sound. So around that area. And then you just practice hitting it that way. And then when you're hitting it with your hand, you want to make sure that you're not holding the tambourine too tight so that it moves a little bit. So it has a little bit of give. If you're holding it too tight, then it has a higher pitch if you can hear it. Hear the difference a little bit? So here's not holding tight, and here's holding tight. Yeah. So you want to hold it loosely with a little bit of give. So just enough that it doesn't fall out of your hand. So to practice that, you'll have a hit, and then a tap of some sort. So you can just do stick control. So right, left, right, left, right, left. And you just practice that a little faster, you know. And then maybe triplets. And then sixteenths. And that's usually the technique people do to play fast, loud things. So you hear, when you do the trepak, you'll be doing, so you have a constant eighth note here, and the 16th note with your left hand. So you have da. So that's the way usually people do that excerpt. So you have let's see. Hopefully, if you can do this the correct way, people usually do da 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 da, and then da 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 da. So that's one way to to do it. Some people just have it da 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 da. Yeah. So people usually either have it here already, or they have it and then make a change. Whichever way works is fine, as long as you can do it consistently and right. Me personally, I don't use that technique for this piece, just because I've developed a different technique for it. It stems out of the other technique, which I'll show. If you want to do it what we call up, which is playing it up instead of on your knee, you can use the fist technique, where you hit the bottom of the tambourine with the upper part of your hand, about here, with your thumb, first finger, and middle finger. And then you hit the top of the tambourine with the bottom of your hand. So in the same fashion that you do your shake roll, you'll hit the tambourine with the top and the bottom and the top. See? I personally don't really use this technique because I just haven't worked on it that much for this. But if you can do it, do it. If it's clear and if it serves the music, then you can do it. So I'll give it a shot. Yeah, so you have to work on more of the up instead of the down, because the down is going to be really easy to do. So you have to work more on developing your upstroke. Yeah. So once you get the feel, you can do it. The way I do it, which is a kind of cool technique, it's basically the same thing as this, but instead of using your fist, you just use your top of your hand or your bottom of your hand. So the same motion with your left hand, but instead of the fist, you're just going in and out. So you just hit. So that's the way I do this excerpt. So I do that. So the reason I like this is because the tambourine keeps a consistent sound throughout. So you're not doing two different techniques and getting two different sounds. I like it because you could just you just keep it up here and do it all. So that's just a thing I like to do. So those are three techniques you can do to do the trepak. What you'll most commonly see is the knee fist one, or people will sometimes do that. So that's the way I would approach it. Yeah.